everyone, we're here with Puja today. She is an Access Bars Practitioner. She's been practicing for about a year now. A little bit about her profession: she is a marketing manager at a business club here in Dubai. She does a bunch of other things too, creatively.
Yes, make some copy-paste art together.
Oh yeah, she's an amazing artist, an amazing dancer.
Also is she.
Yeah, so basically, Puja, I wanted to ask you, how did you get into Access? And what was going on in your life before you chose to go down this path?
So before I got into Access Consciousness, I feel like I was just going through the motions, and I was sure I was living life, but I was asleep, and I wasn't choosing the experiences I wanted to have. I got into Access Consciousness when I was still living in Bahrain, and this lady at an event tells me that she does this facilitation that helps people change their belief system and choose their realities. I was skeptic, but I decided to try it. And I was skeptic even after I got the facilitation from her. But
so
then,
this facilitation, was it like a verbal facilitation or was it hands-on?
it was an Access Bars facilitation. So I went over to her clinic or her studio, and she gave me the bar session. And I fell asleep during it. It was amazing. I was still very skeptic after. But after day one, I started noticing everything in my life that I didn't need or that didn't serve me just started surfacing up, and I started getting rid of things that didn't serve me. It was uncomfortable. It didn't feel good. But then as soon as everything was cleared, it was like,
yeah, it didn't feel good because with the Access Bars, you let go of a lot of points of views, beliefs, emotions that we're so comfortable with. And I feel like this is a big resistance for people to even choose the class. I think because deep inside they know that they have to let go of their comfort zone.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. What is really interesting about it is how quickly it works, and how you realize that a lot of things that you thought were your own beliefs came from somewhere else and just lodged into your system.
I love that.
Yeah.
So we have these psychic antennas on our head, and 99% of the thoughts, feelings, and emotions in our head aren't even ours.
Yeah.
And I feel like, and I think Puja and I had a conversation about this just last week, where she said that she was feeling some anxiety, and I'm not going to go into the details, but basically I asked her, does it even belong to you? And then she used the tools of light and heavy, which we'll be making a separate video about. And she figured out it's not even hers, and that in itself gave you so much freedom.
Yeah, it just gave me power to take charge of how I wanted to feel. Yeah.
So to add on to that, 99% of our thoughts, feelings, and emotions don't even belong to us, and that's why we run the bars so often, because unknowingly we pick up on other people's realities, and that controls our lives, and that's why we live like zombies. What is it that made you feel skeptical about it?
It just sounded too good to be true. Like, how can someone change my life by just touching my head? It felt like, what? People take years of therapy and classes and coaching to be able to do that stuff. 45-minute bar session didn't feel like it would do anything. I went into this session completely ready to bash her. After a couple of days saying nothing happened.
Right, so you did that first session in Bahrain, and then what made you want to do the class?
So after that first session, everything happened in my life, and I forgot about it. After a few months, I forgot about it. And then I moved to Dubai, and a friend told me that someone here was doing Access sessions, and I went over to hers, and she gave me that session, and it felt great, it felt amazing. And then she told me about the changes she had in her life because of, immersing herself in Access and just living from the question. And I was very inspired by her story, and I decided, okay, I want to be able to do this for myself, for others, and start changing that you don't have any control over your life, and start making people, and more importantly myself, believe that I can take charge of my life.
Yeah, you wanted to stop being pathetic.
I wanted to stop being a slave. I wanted to stop being the sheep that follows the herd.
I love that sentence. I say it all day, every day. And I feel like I say it too much that it almost sounds like it's rude and condescending.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like you need to experience it to actually believe it.
Yeah, that is one thing. Like, I tell everyone, it's okay if you don't believe in it, and you don't have to believe in it, but as long as you just keep an open mind and get your first session, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
And then you decide for yourself, okay, if it works for you, great. If it doesn't work for you, that's great too.
Yeah, and I think the worst thing that can happen is you feel like you've had a great massage.
Yeah, and you just wake up feeling amazing and rested.
Yeah. So during these sessions, have you had any experiences where you've had like visions or awarenesses about yourself?
Yes, I have. Sometimes it happens for myself, but a lot of times when I'm giving a session to someone else, I sense different energies and presences within them, and sometimes I see visions of maybe their childhood, the places from their childhood, or something that's of significance to them. That happens. So
That's really powerful.
it is. It is beautiful, and when I share it with the person getting the session, they're always amazed. It's a great place to. It's a great way to get stories from them and learn more about them.
Just like last week we had a swap, and I feel like you were giving me the bars, and the awareness that you had was really eye-opening for me.
And I would say the same for you, right? Because I told you about what I was experiencing, and you immediately you just gave me this. You gave me this clarity, and I was like, shit, I was so silly.
And the thing with these tools is that they're so simple yet really powerful. When you use them, it's like pressing a button and it's gone. And then you think to yourself, oh my god, I wasted 1 year of my life, or 2 weeks of my life,
my entire life,
believing all of this and being pathetic, not having enough money, being sad, not having fun relationships, when I could have just changed all of it. I think I felt that too.
Yeah, and it's so simple because at the end of it, it just comes down to living from the question rather than hammering beliefs into yourself and limiting yourself.
Yeah, because the truth of us is that we're infinite beings.
Yeah.
And as an infinite being, do you really need to function from beliefs, or do you just need to be in the question? So even now, when you say being in the question, for anyone that's watching this, I think that you would sense a lightness in your body, and when something's light for you, it's true for you. You did the bars class, and what changed in your life after that? I know you said that you stopped living from unconsciousness, but specifically what changed?
So when I got my first ever bar session, I was applying to a university in the UK. Previously, before the session, I had been rejected because of the different entry criteria they had, and I just accepted the rejection. I was like, okay, sure, I'll just apply to another university and maybe do it the following year. But then after the session, I emailed them and I said, hey, this shouldn't be my criteria because I'm not from the UK, so there should be some exceptions for students applying from overseas. And they agreed to that, and I was able to get it. So I was really happy. That was 1. 2, a really toxic relationship from my life fell out. And 3, I had a lot of success in my work, in my career, my long-term goal was to become a magazine editor for a fashion glossy magazine, but that happened within a year of doing Access. I thought it would take
so
like
cool.
8 or 9 years. So yeah, everything that I wanted, it was like the proverbial genie. Everything that I wanted just like flew and came into my life.
It's like ask and you receive. So yeah, as infinite beings, we naturally receive everything with ease, like tons of money. It's just that our points of views and judgments about those areas stops us from receiving that. And like even when you said that you were able to go to university and get accepted, I know a lot of skeptics would say that, oh, you just got lucky. But what actually happened over here is that you cleared your points of views and the polarity of, this should be this way and it should not be that way. You cleared those judgments and conclusions, and that's why you were able to receive with ease.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened. And since then, it was just one good thing after the other. Yeah, in terms of relationships, in terms of finances, in terms of my career, my family living. Yeah, so a lot of good things happened since then.
Who would you recommend the Access Bars to?
That's a really that feels like a trick question because I should say it's for people who want to change their lives, but really it should be for every single person.
I know,
Everyone.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense. A lot of people want to change their lives, but they don't know how to, or they don't think that's possible. And I'm sure that's everyone except I don't know, Bill Gates.
Yeah, a lot of people want to change, but they don't know how to change. And a lot of people say they want to change, but they don't really want to change. And personally, I think Access Bars is for anyone who's serious about change.
Yeah, it's true. Anyone who even just wants to have fun creating their lives and just watch it unfold.
Yeah. Anyone who wants to receive more. People who want to stop being pathetic.
I just worry that comes off really condescending. But it's true.
It is I think I've been saying that so much now. Pathetic. Yeah. And I feel Gary, Brendan, Dane, they're the creators of Access Consciousness, and they keep saying that too, they are not these flowery people who will just pacify you and tell you it's going to be okay. They themselves say that, just choose, stop being pathetic, and if something's not working, change it. If you don't know how to change it, then use the tools. That's why the tools are there.
Yeah, exactly. They don't say they don't say that they're going to do something magical for you. They give you the stuff and say, you do it.
Yeah,
that's what's so empowering about it.
Yeah, and I feel that's why it's permanent, the changes, because you have the tools. Whereas if you go to traditional therapy, they're going to help you deal with the symptoms. So I guess that's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for coming.
Thank you.
And I think this is going to help people. For people to decide if this is for them, and for them to know that there's a different possibility available.
I think what's also important to mention is if anyone has any questions about what we've spoken about, they can just get in touch with you and ask you before they decide whether this is for them or not.
Yeah, I mean you can always message me.
Yeah, reach out to her. She's always on Instagram and on YouTube. She's like the social butterfly. Just do it.
Yeah. Well, I want to be a larger butterfly.
Yeah.
But reach out to Puja as well. She's a practitioner. So.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, please do.